Welcome to Far East Wargaming, and today it's a pleasure for me to welcome James to the channel all the way from Bangkok.
Lovely Bangkok.
So you've brought with you a very special Templars force.
Yeah, very narrative themed. That's what we're going for.
Yeah. So we're trying to keep this very narrative here with the Imperial Fist Templar Brethern Force org chart, I think it is, versus some demons.
Indeed.
So first time for demons on the channel. And to commemorate that, we've actually done a custom mission based on the Siege of Terror and the demons invading the palace. So we'll break down the mission parameters in the board overview, but we're excited to try this out, and so we do hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you in the post-game. Here we have 3,000 points of Imperial Fists running the Templar Assault Rite of War with a slightly modified allied detachment of Sisters of Silence. Leading this force is a Praetor in Tartarus Terminator armor. He has a Thunderhammer, Grenade Harness, and Vigil Storm Shield. For his Warlord trait, he is using Solar Marshal. Accompanying him is a 5-man Tartarus command squad. The whole unit has been upgraded with Solarite power gauntlets, and the 4 Tartarus chosen have been upgraded with Vigil Storm Shields. For the second HQ, we have a Chaplain upgraded with Solarite power gauntlet and Vigil Storm Shield. For the final HQ choice, we have the Imperial Fist character, Sigismund. For elites, we start with a Contemptor Dreadnought Talon, comprised of 2 Contemptor Dreadnoughts. The first is equipped with a Gravis Melter Cannon and Gravis Power Fist with inbuilt Melter Gun. The second Contemptor is equipped with dual Gravis Power Fists, both of which have inbuilt Graviton guns. For the final elites, we have a 1-man Apothecarian detachment. The Apothecary is equipped with power armor and a chainsword. For troops, we have a 5-man recon squad. The entire unit has been upgraded with Nemesis bolters. 1 has been upgraded with a Nuncio Vox, and 1 has been upgraded with an Augury scanner. For the second troops choice, we have a 10-man Templar Brethern squad. The entire unit has been upgraded with combat shields, and the champion has been upgraded with a Thunderhammer. The dedicated transport for this unit is a Land Raider Proteus carrier with twin-linked heavy bolter. The third troop selection is another Templar Brethern squad. This time the squad is 9-man strong. Once again, the entire squad has been upgraded with combat shields, and the champion has been upgraded with a Thunderhammer. They are also riding in a Land Raider Proteus carrier dedicated transport with a twin-linked heavy bolter. Rounding off the Imperial Fist detachment in heavy support, there is a lone Scorpius. For the slightly modified allied detachment of Sisters of Silence, this is being led by Krole. Also within the detachment is a Knight Vestal. For troops, we have a 5-man Vigilator cadre. And finally, a 3-man Custodian Guard squad.
This rounds up 3,000 points of Imperial Fists running the Templar Brethern Rite of War with allied Sisters of Silence. Here we have 3,000 points of Demons of the Ruinstorm. They are running the Putrid Corruption Etheric Dominion for the whole army. This force is led by a Ruinstorm Demon Sovereign. For upgrades, he has Immaterial Wings and Warp Forged Flesh. For his Warlord trait, he is using the Eternal Reveler. For the next 2 HQs, we have 2 more Ruinstorm Demon Sovereigns. These are upgraded identically, both with Immaterial Wings and Warp Forged Flesh. To keep things thematic, we have 1 Demon Sovereign for each of the separate demon forces. For our elites, we have 6 Ruinstorm Demon Beasts. For the second elite, we have 4 Ruinstorm Demon Brutes. For troops, we have a vast horde of Ruinstorm Lesser Demons. These are divided into 4 20-man strong Lesser Demon squads and 1 15-man Lesser Demon squad. In fast attack, we have 2 5-man Ruinstorm Demon Cavalry squads. This rounds up 3,000 points of Demons of the Ruinstorm running the Putrid Corruption Etheric Dominion. For today's battle, the terrain is set up to represent a part of the inner Palace of Terror. The demons will be attacking from the left-hand side, and the Imperial Fist will be defending from the right. For today's custom mission, there are 4 minor objectives represented by the 4 power units. Each of these units has a AV of 10 and 3 hull points. They need to be destroyed so that the final objective can be easily damaged. For each objective destroyed, the shield generator loses a AV value from 14 down to 10, and this shield generator has 6 hull points. So the main objective of the mission for the demons is to get to the generator. The minor objectives are there to make the task easier for them.
Before we dive into the battle, just a quick shout out to this video sponsor, and that is Space Marine Supply Co. They're a new hobby store located in Puchong, Kuala Lumpur, and they stock the full range of GW and also third parties such as Artis Opus. The link for their website is in the description below, so please go and check them out. Furthermore, for Far East Wargaming viewers, there's an extra discount by using the discount code FAREAST5. And also, if you're a new member to their site, you also get some discounts there, so please go check them out. But now, back to the battle.
So we've got the Praetor and the command squad. They're holding the line by the core objective here. Either side of them, you've got one Land Raider with Sigismund and his brethren, the other Land Raider with the Chaplain and the other brethren, with Krole. They're coming to the rescue, as it were. Punchy Dreadnought over there is going to be generally annoying to people. The Recon Marines, the stragglers from the Blood Angels and White Scars are going to just take an overwatch of the area. And the other dreadnought hiding around behind here is going to make a token effort to sort of look at this objective and maybe make you divert some resources to deal with it. Other than that, we've got the 3 Custodes sitting in deep strike, ready to come in on turn 2 and save the day, as is their way. And obviously the 2 units of Templars who are sitting in the Land Raiders over here. Oh, and Scorpius, because why not?
For the demons, we're starting on the left flank here with some demon cavalry. Then we have one of the demon sovereigns with some lesser demons taking up the middle. The demon beasts are in cover to try and give them a bit extra survivability. The second demon sovereign is hovering in the top of the ruins there, with the third in the background. In front, we've got the demon brutes and another 20-man squad of lesser demons, with a smaller 15-man squad of lesser demons behind him. And in the ruins on the far right is a 5-man demon cavalry with another 20-man lesser demon squad. We're going to try and take these plasma generators out and move on to the shield generator as fast as possible. So we've got the obligatory start of the match fist bump there, and I'm going to see if the demons are going to seize the initiative. And no, that's a 3. Turn 1 for the Imperial Fist.
So, Dreadnought on the right has moved up to threaten anything that comes to get the generator there. Likewise, the one on the left. Recon Marines have stayed put. Sisters have shuffled around a little bit. I need to protect the back of this thing, so they're kind of stuck there. And Lariats have both just chugged up half distance, ready to take some shots and counterattack. As expecting, the shooting phase was underwhelming. Scorpius killed off 5 lesser demons, like many saves. One of the cavalry got taken out by the snipers.
These are the beasts, yeah. Got taken out by the
Beast,
sniper.
cavalry, same thing, potato. Land Raiders did nothing of any value whatsoever, and that's that.
Yeah, the Land Raiders, unfortunately, their las cannons failed to wound any of the sovereigns, though they did force quite a few saves, but the demons were saved by their invulnerables. For the demons' turn 1 movement phase, we start on the flank with the cavalry charging forward because they want to get a shot at this generator, even though there is a contemptor lurking just behind the pipes. But we are playing the mission here. Following them up, the lesser demons moved out of cover, moving their full 5 inches, leaving some of them still in there. The second lesser demon squad has skirted around the pipes because they're giving themselves the opportunity to potentially do a long bomb charge here. And if they fail, it's just still free movement. Their greater sovereign has just stayed next to them. He's deciding to try and see what the Templars are going to do. The Fiends in the middle have come out, potentially to charge this objective, this power generator. But there are also brutes just next to them who could probably do the job just as well. In the middle, we have put a very juicy target for these 2 Land Raiders to potentially charge if they're not charged themselves. Then in the back line again, we have the Greater Demon Warlord here, who is just holding the back line with his 2 Lesser Demon squads adjacent to him, with the final Lesser Demon 20-man squad on the side, and the final cavalry looking to do the same as their brothers on the other flank and come in for this generator. For the assault phase, the demons actually managed to get to all of the plasma generators. They only have 3 hull points and AV-10. So they were blown up by the cavalry on this side, and in the resulting explosion, they did take a wound. The lesser demons here blew theirs up, and luckily didn't take any wounds with some good saves. The beasts blew theirs up, causing wounds on themselves too, and one on their fiend friends, so their beasts next to them. And finally, the cavalry on this side did manage to get their objective, but the resulting explosion killed one of their number. But that's 4 generators down, so the shield generator is still at 6 hull points, but vulnerable at AV10.
The 2 dreadnoughts hopped over, ready to engage one of the targets available to them. Both land raiders moved forward. The cowardly demon ran away from Krole.
Why wouldn't he?
The others are preparing to engage the other demon group. And the Custodes mishapped a little bit on their deep strike and have dropped into the backfield full of demons, leaving them probably several turns slog of chewing through things to get somewhere useful.
And Sigismund is out as well.
Oh, yeah. Siggy's out there, yeah.
Just here to come take on, well, multiple targets really. We'll see how the combat goes after the shooting phase.
So the Custodes in the back plinked off a couple of the bloodletters. Dreadnought here on the right grabbed a couple of the cavalry to death. Las cannons from the right land raider took a couple of wounds off the big green dude.
The Warlord Sovereign. This is the Warlord Sovereign.
While spreading some heavy bolter fire around. Similar to the other one, he tried the same trick, but couldn't take wounds off the Slaaneshi one.
Yeah, the Slaanesh Sovereign managed to tank all of those las cannon shots.
The Scorpius took out a few lesser demons in the back line. Likewise, the Recon Marines on top attempted to plink some wounds off, didn't.
I think they took 1 wound off the Seekers.
Maybe?
Yeah,
Okay.
they took one wound off the cavalry over here.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
And the Dreadnought turned round, decided he wasn't going to waste time on the Seekers, unloaded some melter into the Daemonettes.
Yeah. So the Lesser Demons are 2 down, expecting some charges here from the Templars.
So Contemptor here killed off the Demon Cavalry.
Yeah, the Demon Cavalry, yeah.
Custodes carved through a bunch of the bloodletters at the back there.
Yeah, it was kind of carnage how badly they can kill just standard troops. I think I lost like 9.
Which wasn't even rolling particularly well. So, I've never seen anyone roll so many 5s in my life. Krole and friends cut through the beasts.
Yeah, the beasts.
I believe.
They did valiantly. I think we killed 1 in return, or caused a wound in return, but we have 1 guy left with a single wound remaining after all of the failed leaderships.
And then it all went wrong.
Yes. Something happened in the middle here.
Sigismund charged. This guy had to challenge him as per his ruling, and promptly got 1 shot by the demon at initiative 6 without being able to strike back.
Yeah, it's those brutal 2s, I think, that were really deadly there.
4 5s out of 6 attacks.
Yeah,
Like,
and then brutal
8
2s.
saves, fails half, dead Sigismund.
But your
then
Thunderhammer.
his buddies avenged him.
The Thunderhammer really came into play, took off, I think, 5 wounds.
Yeah.
And then, since I lost it by 1, I needed to roll a 5 or under.
Yeah, and with the sister in there affecting
Exactly.
leadership.
And so I didn't, and then I lost the remaining 2 wounds to the leadership check. So he disappeared into the Immaterium. I think rounding off at the corner here.
Yeah, the Dreadnought trod on a couple of people.
Yeah, the Dreadnought just charged in and killed a few of the lesser demons here, but he is bogged down. But we've taken 1 important character away from the Imperial Fist. Can the demons consolidate on that victory? That was quite an eventful beginning to turn 1. We lost a Sovereign and we lost a Siggy. But
He went for tea.
yeah, he went for tea. Starting with the moving up, the Fiends, so the Beasts, moved up to try and take some vengeance on their lost Sovereign. The Lesser Demons did so as well. The second sovereign has had to move to the flank because there is just no room up the middle, so he's taking the long way around, and so are the cavalry from the demons here, just in case they need to take up the rear and do some work. On the other flank, the smaller, whittled down lesser demons are coming after the Contemptor to try and tie him up. Whether that's successful or not, we do not know. And then the remaining lesser demon unit is going to try and help out their brute brethren to see if they can save the lone creature. And finally, the warlord, again, since everything is blocked in the middle with a whole bunch of Templars, has had to take the long way round, but may be leaving himself open to Contemptors in the next turn and Custodes. For the close combat, it was just as brutal as we thought it would be. The Custodes managed to decimate that lesser demon squad, but they managed to save 2 members, I think, or there might be one more hidden behind there, you can't remember, but there's enough to hold them so that they can't charge my demon sovereign warlord. And the same for the Contemptor. 1 lone demon is still available to hold this guy so he can't be charged and gives me a chance. In the middle, we failed the charge with the lesser demons to help their brute brethren. And though he did manage to kill 1, he died in return. It was down to the wire there, though, with those invulnerable saves. The Fiends themselves, they charged in, managed to kill 1 of the Templars, but lost the combat and managed to lose 4 of their own, with just a single demon beast left. And here is the quagmire of lesser demons and Contemptors. The Contemptor missed everything, and the demons, in their totality, only managed to cause a single wound against that Contemptor. We will be here a while. And we'll be back with turn 3 for the Imperial Fist.
Not much movement to do in this phase. Everyone's pretty tied up. Krole and her Templars consolidated from the previous combat more towards his warlord. The 2 land raids have shuffled round to shield the objective a little bit, and that is it on the movement side. The Scorpius dropped a template over on the lesser demons of there, thinning them out by about half. From there, the bottom land raider took out a couple of the cavalry with its heavy bolters and las cannons. Las cannons on the other plinked off a wound on the other sovereign, and the snipers, again, I think plinked off a wound or 2 on the cavalry. And that's kind of it. Pretty thin on shooting.
Pretty thin on shooting, pretty thin on targets.
Yeah.
Everything is tied up in close combat. We'll be moving on to turn 3 close combat now.
The Custodes cleaned up in the corner. It took leadership to get it done. Obviously, with Krole's debuff helped. The Sovereign took a beating. It kind of helps when their weapon skill 1. They're a bit less offensive that way.
Krole did take a wound.
Ex-Oblivio is quite handy.
She did take a wound, though. She rolled a 1 on her Ex-Oblivio.
Yeah.
So she's a wound down. And even though
that just irritated her.
Yeah, even though I did hit once, I managed to not wound by rolling a 1 for the wound to try and kill her. But yes.
You've got a better memory than me.
Yeah. The
Dreadnought cleaned up.
There was nothing really to talk about. And so did Templars. Yeah.
And the Dreadnought is just sort of trying to pick bits of demon out of its joints and stuff. It's going to be there a while. 1 by 3, caused no wounds in return. Demonettes failed their leadership, but the Plague Bearers, so the other lesser demon squad, passed theirs. That's the end of the turn 3. See if the Sovereign can make a play to do something towards the end.
Hopefully, because there's only 1 Sovereign left that can do something. Turn 3 for the demons. The lesser demons have decided to leave their Sovereign to his fate and have tried to go after the Contemptor to clog him up. But the exciting thing is our last Sovereign has flown into the enemy zone, but the Imperial Fists have done their advanced reaction and they have countercharged the Sovereign and got into combat there, with the cavalry on the edge looking to maybe try and sneak in for a bit of support. We'll see what the close combat does. Further combat, and the demons, we had some mass destruction, well, mutual destruction here. Krole did manage to take me to weapon skill 1 for my Sovereign Warlord, but I managed to get two hits through, and enough wounds to kill Krole, but she was striking at the same initiative and she killed me in return. Those Templar Brethern are now going to consolidate. As expected from the Contemptor battle, the Contemptor decimated this unit, and there's only 2 remaining after the leadership checks there. Nothing more we could do. The other Contemptor battle is just another slugfest. He killed 1. We managed to do no wounds with 58 attacks. The Demonettes, so the 1 Lesser Demon squad, managed to pass their leadership check, but the 2nd Lesser Demon squad failed and lost 2 more from the resulting leaderships. But the exciting one, the countercharge here by the Imperial Fists. The Seekers in the cavalry role managed to get in a Hammer of Wrath, but nothing was effective against these tough 2+ save warriors. I managed to cause no wounds with my Greater Demon Sovereign, and managed to take 2 in return, and did pass my leadership check there. We will come back with the start of turn 4 for the Imperial Fist.
Okay, the remaining Templar over here have made their way back towards the objective just for safety's sake, as have the Custodes coming to help out. The tanks have reversed back just to get a bit of space to watch the goings on here. Sisters have moved forward to put their leadership bubble around the demons. And the other Templars have moved to clear up this dreadnought and help some of the space.
Yeah, coming to help the dreadnought out. This has been a quagmire for several turns now.
Yeah, it's getting tedious at this point. They want to go and help. The Custodes jumped in to help the dreadnought, killed off the last 2 lesser demons. Moving on, these Templars pushed in to try and unbog the dreadnought a bit with quite some success, wiped out the majority of the lesser demons. Moving then over to the main event, the last Sovereign failed to wound Random Bob in the challenge.
I did make 1 wound.
You wounded once. My bad. And then
everything
the Praetor and all the Solarites finished him off. The other demon popped to combat resolution.
So with the last Sovereign gone, the demons are returning to the Immaterium. We will be back with the post-game and our thoughts on man of the match. Well, that was some carnage. Honestly, at the end there, it was a slaughtering for the demons on the table, but honestly, more fun than I thought it would be on the game.
It didn't feel like a slaughter at any point. Like, it felt even throughout.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you were tabled and I'd lost 5 models. And I'm not really sure how that happened. It didn't feel like that kind of game.
No, we got to, I think it was the beginning or midway through turn 3, and you pointed out, I've only lost 2 guys. and one was Sigismund. Yeah. And I was like, seriously, I've lost half of the demons already, and you've only lost 2 models. There's a lot I love about the demon army. Like, first off, thank you to Daryl from Zenobi Studios for lending us this force. It is beautiful, and seeing it on the table was fantastic for me to play as well. But I've had so much fun playing them, moving around this horde army, the crazy number of saves you need to do, because with the Putrid Corruption, they've got a 5+ invul that isn't negated it all in the first 2 turns because
Yeah.
of the increased toughness. And I don't know, it's just that, again, it's different from Marines playing in 30k. And the bigger demons, the sovereigns themselves, they are quite scary, I think, to come up against. But you negated them really well.
Like I said, as I said to you, I think maybe it's a learning curve with demons, learning how to like utilize them effectively. Like for me, concentrating the power of those sovereigns would have been much more impactful to the overall outcome.
Yeah.
Like, as it was, you kind of had the ones that went off either side end up doing nothing until about turn 3, really.
Yeah.
Whereas if they sort of pushed in and capitalized on what this one did, you might have broken through.
Well, it was a very interesting thing you did for when you fought all of my sovereigns. Since they are characters, they can be challenged, and you challenge them, which really negates their potential to kill multiple things, especially with the Brutal 2. I need to kill the character.
Yeah.
And honestly, this guy is why he's my man of the match, because he wiped Sigismund off the board. To our shock, to be honest.
Yeah.
To our great shock. We were we rolled the dice, and I think you don't catch it in the review, the 30-minute version of our video, but...
four fives out of... No,
Yeah,
four 5 pluses out of 5 attacks.
Exactly, and then they're all brutal 2s. Sigismund failed a few of his invols, and Sigismund's gone.
Yep.
And because I think he would have died in return. Like, I would have died in return from the instant death from Sigismund there. But he did die in the same phase.
No. He realised it wasn't a good use of his time, went for tea, and so he went about his own way and left random Dave here to finish the job.
And he did finish those
Indeed.
Thunderhammers. That's really what killed him. The Thunderhammers there, those Brutal 2s, killing this guy off. And honestly, the Thunderhammers are what did a lot of damage on all of the Sovereigns there. Just because of the Brutal on heavy, high wound characters.
I think you need that these days.
Yeah.
For me, Brutal's become a bit over pervasive in the game. You know, I don't think it's necessarily a good thing for the health of the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I say, especially when it's applied seemingly randomly.
Yeah. Well, it's a new mechanic for the latest edition, and the way it's done this way. And I don't know, we've got to learn to live with it. I don't think it'll ever be written out just yet. And it is an effective way of taking out these big guys, Contemptors and things like this. Your Contemptors were bogged down by those lesser demons for a lot of turns. Maybe tactically wrong on my part for putting too many into a combat.
Yeah, I think you put one squad too many into the one on the left in particular.
I think you pointed that out quite rightly in the combat. So with 2020 hindsight, or playing demons for the next time, kind of know what should be done where. But honestly, I loved the mission we set up. I had a great start. I got all of my initial smaller objectives done in the first turn. I just couldn't get enough bodies or any bodies into the major objective, which was the shield generator, to try and actually take the shields down. Long way to go for that. But honestly, I'm just really chuffed with this game.
Yeah, it was a good game. It was enjoyable.
Yeah. So, look, guys, if you enjoyed this, please comment below, like, and subscribe. It was a joy to bring you this 30-minute special battle report with Demons versus the Imperial Fist. Your force was also quite unique. We played around with it there.
A little twisting of the rules. But
Yeah, we allowed some deep strike from the the Custodes. And I just thought it fit thematically. The Custodes are coming to help out their Imperial Fist after they know it's demons.
Yeah.
So they turned up. They did have an unfortunate mishap in their deep strike, but
still got what they needed to do done.
They still killed one unit and then came in and wiped out another. Just all round very fun game. So to round that up, thank you very much, James, for coming all the way down from Bangkok. It was great to see you. Honestly, it was great to see your force as well. and we hope to see you back on the channel in the future. Maybe rounding it up to a slightly bigger size of just the Imperial Fists.
Or bring some more sisters, maybe.
Yes, you can bring some more sisters. I just won't bring demons against them. And that's another thing. It's the first time I've really got to see sisters do what sisters are supposed to do.
It's interesting because on paper, sisters feel quite underwhelming to me these days. Like it doesn't really feel like they do a lot. But the leadership really shone against the demons, particularly with obviously the knock-on effects of failing leadership tests. Yeah,
Losing models and failing leadership tests. And well, I think maybe I have to point out, though you couldn't see any of the dice rolls. My dice rolls were pretty hot for my saves today.
for once.
For once. But still to no avail. So it comes with the ups and downs with the dice. But I think really, to round this off, I really do hope you guys enjoyed the 30-minute battle report. We'll be bringing you some longer style footage in the future, or maybe a mixture of both. But please let us know which one you prefer if you have a specific preference. And constructive criticism is always welcome in the comments. We do look and reply to all of them. But it's late here in KL, and so thank you very much from me, Richard at Far East Wargaming.
And me, cheers.
We'll see you guys next time.